can't believe July is already over and August starts just next week. Welcome to the 25th edition of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and thank you again for joining me for another week of sports news and updates. One nice thing about August being right around the corner means football is drawing closer and closer, so I thought I'd start this week's show with a bit of an NFL preview. With football coming up, teams are finalizing their rosters as training camp officially kicked off on Monday. One major roster news update came out on Tuesday. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are signing Julio Jones. The 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, and the Atlanta Falcons' all-time leading receiver signed a one-year deal to play alongside Tom Brady. While Jones had a subpar year last year with the Tennessee Titans, catching just 31 catches for 434 yards, I believe he will fit right in with the Bucs offense. The Titans are a very run-heavy team, which, when you have Derrick Henry as your running back, I can't really say I blame them. However, the frustration in the locker room was apparent this offseason when star wide receiver A.J. Brown wanted a trade out of Tennessee. Now, Jones leaves as well to join a pass-first team. It seems like Jones will play more of a supporting role, with the Bucs All-Pro Mike Evans and Chris Godwin taking the first-team reps. But if you've watched the Bucs at all, or Tom Brady at all, they like to spread the ball to anyone and everyone on the field, so I believe Jones will be a good fit for this team. Jones and the rest of the NFL have officially reported to training camp, with the exception of a few holdouts. One storyline that's become more and more interesting is the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback and the golden boy of the Niners for the past few years, but it seems that era has come to an end. Some questions were raised last year when the Niners drafted Trey Lance, but Garoppolo remained the starter throughout the year. He underwent shoulder surgery this offseason, but it now appears Trey Lance will begin his career as the starter for San Francisco this year. On Tuesday, head coach Kyle Shanahan made this abundantly clear. "This is Trey's team," Shanahan said. "That's nothing against Jimmy. We made that decision a year ago. We're not going to mess around with that anymore. Jimmy understands that fully. He's a big guy. Nothing against him. It's a business decision." Most scouts and insiders believe Garoppolo will remain on the roster throughout the preseason, just in case of injury. After that, his shoulder should be completely healed, and he will be a big-ticket item in the trade market. Hard to say exactly where he will end up, but there are a few teams that don't have a clear number one quarterback. Teams like the Seahawks, Steelers, Falcons, and even the Browns have some big question marks at the quarterback position. One of the best things to come out of this NFL offseason so far was the league's decision to once again allow alternate helmets. So far, 13 of the 32 teams have announced that they will wear alternate helmets at some point this season. Some of my personal favorites are the Bengals, Patriots, Panthers, and Saints. Now the world patiently waits for the return of arguably the most beloved helmets and jerseys in the sport's history, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers creamsicle uniforms. While we wait patiently for NFL kickoff, fans are also patiently waiting to hear some major news before the MLB trade deadline. The two biggest names floating around are, like I mentioned last week, Juan Soto and, unfortunately, Shohei Otani. I think it's fair to say Otani is one of, if not the best player in the MLB today. He's a shutout starting pitcher and a dominant force at the plate as a designated hitter. He's earned the nickname the Unicorn, which is fair, as we really have never seen a player like Shohei Otani. But even the best are not untouchable. After the hottest start in team history, the Angels have lost 39 of their past 52 games and entered Tuesday with the fourth worst record in the American League. They clearly have some holes to patch, and they would receive a large amount of talent in a trade for Otani. Luckily, the Angels have made it clear that they do not wish to part ways with Otani. However, there are reports that they're still taking phone calls with trade conversations. It's a tough situation because the Angels will have to give Otani a massive, record-breaking contract. This restricts how many other free agents they're able to afford in the future. However, keeping Otani with the Angels has what I call the Tom Brady effect. People will take less money for a chance to play with someone as talented as him. Example, the aforementioned Julio Jones. On a personal level, as a lifelong Angels fan, I hope Otani remains an Angel for the rest of his career. Only time will tell what happens, and the clock is ticking on the trade deadline. If you're more interested in higher adrenaline sports, this weekend has a lot for you to watch. UFC 277 takes place this Saturday, and one of the all-time greats, Amanda Nunez, is the main event. This fight is a rematch between Nunez and Juliana Pena, and Pena had a major upset when she defeated Nunez back in December for the bantamweight title. Nunez is looking to take back the belt from Pena in this headline event. Over on the track, F1 is back with another event this weekend in the Hungarian Grand Prix. The race takes place this Sunday, and although it seems like Red Bull's Max Verstappen is running away with another championship title, it's still always electric to tune in for the race. I again want to thank you for joining me for now 25 episodes of Sports Corner. Before you know it, we'll be at 50. I'm Cole Young, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you right back here next week.